we were outside. I remember we were sitting on our porch, and he said, "Mom, I got something to tell you." I was like, "Okay." These were all his girlfriends. Not girlfriends, but friendly girl.
Friend.
And inside, I was like, "Please tell me," because I've been waiting for like how many years, you know? And then that's him countrified, which don't happen very much. Tell her to. And he's like, "Well, I'm in a relationship." I was like, "Okay." And he said, "Not with a girl." There's his high heels. And then there's his cape. He would go around the house. Anything that was like a dress. And I was like, "Okay." And he, the look on his face, he was like, "With a guy?" He's so big into Cheetos. And that was one of our family vacations. And I told him, I was like, "Jake, I always knew. I was just waiting for you to tell me."
Pictures of it.
Yeah, I know. I got prom, but I don't know if you...
I said I didn't really want to do college, so I went into this with like, I have no clue what I want to do. I came in not even wanting to be a drag queen, I came in wanting to be a makeup artist. So I was like, I guess I'll do theater, because there's makeup in theater. And then that turned into like, well, I'm a performer. I learned about drag my freshman, sophomore year of high school, and like the wheels started turning, but they weren't like, I wasn't like, I'm gonna do that. I think at the time I was like, that's so cool that they get to do that. And then I was just like, whatever, I was just a fan of the show. And then I guess like when I started wearing makeup, I was like, you know, this ain't that hard. I had a makeup account on Instagram, like, just for like my makeup. So the Instagram account turned into my drag account, and I was just doing drag in my bedroom. And doing drag in your bedroom is difficult because I was hiding it from my parents. So I was like buying makeup at like stores, hiding it from my parents, and then hiding, like, I would take my old jeans and I would like make cut off shorts. I would like do whatever I could with my boy clothes, which wasn't a lot. I did not look spectacular. But I would have to wait until my parents would go to bed. So it was like 2 a.m. I'd be like scraping makeup onto my face because I didn't know how to do drag makeup. At the time, I was like teaching myself.
So weird. Like on Halloween.
I kind of entered this community at that time on Instagram. They called them the Teen Queens. We call ourselves the Teen Queens. And we would like Skype, and it was like a really cool thing actually. And it was really just like these 16-year-old gay boys on the internet. We do these competitions as teenagers on the internet, on Instagram. They were like our own like drag races. And I didn't have time to do those anymore, so like, I guess when I came to college, I like exited that community. And then I met Cheetah Daniels Kennedy and River Reigns and Coochie Couture at the first Pride that I went to. It's my first ever Pride. I slept through the parade, but it was like raining, so I didn't really care. And then I went to like the actual festival, and I went in, not in drag, but like I had like my makeup on. And I remember going and seeing drag queens, and I was like, oh my God. Like, they were my first drag queens that I saw in person.
She came with one of the girls who was in the show, and I thought, who is this pretty little boy painted up so amazing? I don't know, she just had something. She was very sweet, very soft-spoken. And she kept coming around, and I finally encouraged her to come do my Tuesday night show, and she did the lip sync battle, and I could see it. I was like, oh, she was good that first night.
In my life, one of my best friends, yes, Rob.
What I say about drag, it's this wonderful, like, sort of dichotomy and then everything in between. It's everything and it's nothing. It's high art, it's low.
Just a face.
Explaining just drag to someone who has never ever seen drag before, it's basically just a costume. I think of it as like it's Halloween every day for these people. So like they're just putting on a thing of makeup, a wig, a costume, and they're going out to be someone else.
Like they think that like we don't care, we don't have like these regular lives. And so I think that's a stigma, like we are so much more than just drag queens.
So underneath here, he has high heels on, and this is his dress, and he's got the jewelry. So remember his daycare lady kept telling me he'd always put the girl stuff on. I had a feeling he was gonna be gay since he was 3. And he quickly knew when he came in the picture Jake was 6. So like it wasn't a shock to me. I was waiting for it. The makeup was a little different. It was kind of like, oh, okay, so you're gonna wear makeup. So that was a little adjustment. More scared of how other people would perceive it than myself. In San Marcos, you have a huge spectrum of people and personalities, and he's got his friend units there. You know, they always travel in packs, you know, and so it's kind of like, you know, they'll protect him. But he did tell me he was doing a show in San Antonio, and I said, don't you dare wear what you did walking through the streets of Austin and San Antonio.
So she's just walking, we're all walking like a little flock. And so there's this Suburban that's turning right at the corner. And so he does a double take. He like looks at Mars and he goes like he looks at her and he like jerks his car and parks on the side of the road. And we were like, oh honey, we were like, we gotta, I was about to pick up Mars on my shoulders and I was about to carry her, run her across the crosswalk. It was so terrifying. That's like one memory I'll always remember. We were like, we were so scared.
Do you like do your eyebrows at home?
Yeah, my mom. Okay, I used to see my mom.
So I remember we'd always put our heads together and try to come up with amazing concepts. You know, in the end, Mars would always have these crazy cool concepts, and we would try to help her ideas come true. It was really, you know, difficult at times just kind of coming up with constant concepts because we were also balancing school and our own drag lives and our own social lives. So kind of always having that in the back of our head, you know, realizing we have to go on Wednesdays to help her out. So I did it at times. It was kind of like exhausting and tiring, and you wanted to take a break, but at the same time, you wanted to support your friends and be there for your friend.
I think that actually doing Drag Survivor, that really accelerated our friendship. Because, you know, we would have to like, we would all go out together every week and we would all like get excited, and like we almost kind of went on this journey together. You know, it was Mars competing, but we were always there each week, and I feel like that competition actually brought us a lot closer together.
It's really hard trying to justify like what drag is, and so when you walk out on the street and there's all these heterosexual frat guys and there's all these girls and you hear all the girls are like, oh yes honey, yes, you look so good. You're like, okay, but then with the guys, I remember one time I was crossing the street and this guy was like, ugh, a drag queen.
I remember we were in my economics class, and we were talking about gay marriage because it's stupid, and they were debating about it biblically, and one of my friends raises his hand and he sat right behind me, and he was like, well, we should just burn them at their weddings. And I remember I went, and I like, my mouth dropped, and I looked across the room to like one of my friends, and I was like what the fuck? Like, people really, really think this stuff. Like, it's not like a joke to them at all. Like, it is very real and they really are afraid of homosexuality.
Being labeled too feminine or embarrassing. Some people or some gay men blame homophobia on like the feminine, more flamboyant gay people. And like we're out there, but we are out there like at the parades and at the marches and at the protests. So like drag queens literally started the gay rights movement at the Stonewall riot.
Acceptance in society, some people love it, some people don't. And one of the reasons I think it's thrived for so long is because there are people that don't accept it. And we have to persevere through that. It's somehow, the naysayers, you know, are the ones who can fuel it. They add fuel to it. They're not the only fuel, but they definitely add fuel to it. I always say that it's a show from the second you walk out of the house. If we go to eat at Taco Cabana afterwards, it's a show. Whether these people like it or not, you know, we're here. You're going to see us. There's nothing more punk rock than that. There's nothing more revolutionary. There's nothing more in your face than just being out and in public. And I think the world needs it. So that's how I get up and go through with it, you know, because I think it's really, really important that it's seen and people have these different perspectives.
I was bullied a lot in school, and I think I had to keep a lot of stuff bottled up, like femininity and who I wanted to be. And I think I bottled it up so much that like it really became what Mars is. It's that built up femininity, and it's my expression. It's how I'm able to express it and be celebrated for it rather than bullied.
Yeah, you're covering me. You're like, she's like more opaque.
Do you have any hair products?
Like I have hairspray. So.
And now I'm doing shows in Austin, and I'm going to San Antonio in like a week. So I don't know, it's just, I've come so far.
When you can take material that old and pull it into 2017, 2018 and make it fresh. And that's the thing about Mars. She's fresh.
She's just so like captivating. She's so intriguing, and she's beautiful.
Like this like pop diva, yet like jazz sultry singer.
Mars is like unstoppable. She's like an unstoppable force, and she knows exactly what she wants to do. She's extremely creative. Every time she would tell us what she wanted to do for like a number or whatever for a competition, I remember we would always kind of be like to ourselves, we'd be like, I don't know if that's gonna work, I don't know if that's gonna work. And then like we would see her, and it's like she shut our mouths right up. Like, she's so good.
But seriously, he can go work in Hollywood somewhere. His makeup ability is like out of this world. Everybody says so. I'm like his biggest fan. I flash his pictures everywhere. I showed the dentist yesterday his picture.
I never thought I would meet people like that were so passionate about what I love, and they're just all unique. And I never thought I would really cry over them, but these people are really making my years. They're really making my days filled with more joy. Just getting to hang out with Mars and with Sandy, with Cherry, with Jacob and Connor. I'm a very emotional person, so when it comes to talking about my friends, I look at them as they're not just drag queens, they're not just my gay friends, they're like my family. And at the end of the day, like, my most memory is just being their friend. Because we know what it's like to be gay, we know what it's like to be a drag queen, and we all love each other, and it's a love we'll never get from our parents. It's a love we'll never get from anyone we really, really love.
That's not who I was. I was a ballerina.
Totally. just feel like I have this momentum that I have to keep going, or else it's not going to go anywhere else. And like, that's the last thing I want.